guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, I'm Mary and I give you guys an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you stay for a while, grab a snack, hit the subscribe button, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. I hope you know that my channel would literally be nothing without you guys. So for today's video, I think I did a video similar to this. It was just a bit different. What I decided to do for today's video is compile some products that some of my favorite beauty YouTubers have raved about and I purchased and was kind of disappointed at the product itself. Just kind of talk to you more about why they disappointed me and what I'm doing now to make sure that doesn't happen. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. So without further ado, why don't we get started? Alright, so this idea came to me because a couple of the beauty gurus that I watch, so like Robert Welsh, who else did it? Kelly Strack, Juicyjas, they recently did a video where they do their makeup like they used to do it 5-10 years ago. So it kind of brought me to when I first started watching beauty YouTubers. How much I used to really take to heart the suggestions that every single beauty YouTuber I watched gave. So like Jaclyn Hill, Robert E. Christie, Juicyjas, Kelly Strack, Manny MUA, all of those beauty YouTubers that I watch, you know, they do reviews on these products, which I want to say 90% of the time they're getting them for free from the company for PR, and they tell you, you know, that they're amazing and they rave about it, and you go buy it and you try it out and you're just like, I thought you said this was amazing. Granted, times have changed. I definitely feel like when I first started watching beauty YouTubers until now, the way they review products has changed, and I do definitely feel that back then they were more capable of saying I love this product when they really didn't, versus now when they are actually being held accountable for recommending something that's shitty. I hope that makes sense. Why don't we get started with the base? And that is going to be the infamous Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I definitely want to say that Jaclyn Hill is the one that raved about this primer. I don't know if she received it in PR because this primer is, I mean, from when it was recommended to me until now, that was like over a year ago. She probably did receive it in PR. But is this a bad primer? No, it is not a bad primer. When it comes to primers, the number one thing you really need to take into consideration is this person that is reviewing this product. Do they have similar skin type than you do? Because if they don't, for example, myself, I am an in-between, so I have dry and an oily T-zone, so I guess you would say like regular skin. I think Jaclyn Hill is oily, or at least she was, and now she's dry. Like, you need to really take into consideration who is the person that is raving about this product and what their skin type is like, because that will tell you a lot whether that product is actually going to work for you or not. Alright, so the next product is a foundation, and I believe this came out probably a year ago. As you all know, e.l.f. has really stepped up their game. Products that they have been coming out with are just literally amazing, but that does not mean all products are, especially when it comes to complexion products. So I don't exactly remember who raved about this product, but what I do remember is that they received it in PR. They received whatever came out with this foundation. It is the Flawless Finish Foundation. So when this came out, the beauty YouTuber that raved about this foundation got it in PR. They got this big old box of like all PR stuff, and they reviewed it and they raved about it. Since it was new, I decided, okay, well then I'll go purchase it and I'll, you know, I'll review it and see how much I like it if I do. The last few times I have tried to use it again, I absolutely hate how my skin looks in it. I want a foundation that's going to look like my skin or better. Well, with this foundation, it doesn't matter how much you use. You can use the littlest amount in order for, you know, it to look like your whole face is covered, and it still just looks cakey on my skin. And because of that, I haven't touched this foundation in at least 10 months because that is how much I dislike it. I don't remember which, Jesus, I honestly do not remember which YouTuber suggested it, but I do remember that they received it in PR, and their skin type is completely different from my skin type, and that's probably why it worked for them and not for me. All right, the next product, and I am sure a lot of you purchased this product thanks to some amazing YouTubers out there that are so good with their sales talent that they made you go buy it. And that's going to be Tarte Shape Tape. Kelly Strack, Jaclyn Hill, Many MUA, all of the YouTubers out there said this is amazing. I am here to tell you that for me, myself, and I, it is not. So even though this concealer does offer amazing coverage, it is very drying, and one of the worst things you can do is put a very drying product under your eyes, because your under eyes are already dry as it is, so it just makes things worse. It creases a lot on me. I already have creases under my eyes anyways, so it's very hard to hide those, but Tarte Shape Tape just really accentuates my like oldness. So I don't grab it too often, and when I do, I usually use it when I am mixing it with a color that is too light for me, because I'm trying to use it all up. But other than that, I don't like it. And literally within, I want to say, a week of purchasing it after a YouTuber raved about it, I was just like, this concealer is crap. Why am I using it? Because it's crap. So yeah, how many of you fell for it? Let me know down below. All right, now we are going to set the face. And so this product, and it was definitely referred by pretty much all of the YouTubers that I watch. It's not that I hate it, it's not that it is a horrible product. It's just that I find myself reaching in for another setting powder that is half the price or less of this, more than I do reaching for this particular powder, and that is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I mean, it's not a bad powder. It's not. Thankfully, I got this during a sale, so I did not pay full price. But this is like pretty much almost brand new, and I've had it for almost a year. Yeah. And I don't reach for it because I prefer my Wet n Wild Photo Focus translucent powder, which costs what, like $10, over this Laura Mercier any day. I don't reach for it, and it didn't wow me like I thought it was going to wow me, or like these beauty YouTubers told me it was going to. It just didn't. Does that mean it's a bad product? No, it does not mean that, but I'm just saying, like, they raved about it, but yet I still reach for my Wet n Wild one more than I do this, which sucks, because like you think of Laura Mercier and you think, you know, oh, you know, that's the one of the higher end brands, therefore they should have amazing products, but yet I prefer my Wet n Wild powder over this one. All right, next product is bronzer, but let me bring you in closer so you guys can see what my base is looking like. So I don't like to bake. I don't bake. I used to bake because that's what all the beauty YouTubers did and told you to do, but I don't bake anymore because it honestly, it just makes things worse and it makes you look more dry. Maybe if I had like an oily skin type, then maybe I would, but I just, it honestly, it makes just things look so much worse, and like I have 10 layers of makeup. But let me bring you in closer. Can you guys see how dry my under eyes look? Like literally, it's, at least I think it looks like crap. It literally looks like I have so much makeup on. I look like a cake. All right, so this next bronzer that I'm going to mention, I don't hate it. It's okay, but I feel like the advertising that some of these beauty YouTubers give for it is not 100% correct. And that is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. The reason I say the advertisement for this is not correct is because I have heard more than one beauty YouTuber say that this works on so many skin types. First of all, this is a very orange bronzer. So, no, if it's an orange bronzer, it will not work on all skin types. That's just a given. So when I first got this, I was just like, oh yes, honey, I love it. And then the more I used it, I was like, man, you know, this bronzer is really orange. And there are some people out there that love bronzers that have that orange tone, but I don't. I'm not one of those people. So every time I do use the Butter Bronzer by itself, I just think I look orange, like an Oompa Loompa. Is Butter Bronzer good? Yes, it is. Is it amazing like everybody who uses it says? No, it's not. If you go into like your CVS, Rite Aid, they actually do offer, I think, 1 or 2 more different shades of this Butter Bronzer, which is awesome. But it used to just be this one, which is called Sun-Kissed Bronzer. Like, it just used to be this one color, and it's like, you're telling me that that's supposed to fit all of the skin tones that exist out there? I don't know how that's even possible. It's just, it's not all it's cracked out to be, like people are saying. Okay, the next item I'm going to talk about is blush, and this I picked up because of Casey Holmes. She is great. I love her. I don't know, I just trusted what she said about these blushes that she recommended, and I think it's not so much the recommendation, but maybe the item itself that I purchased, and that is the Ulta Beauty brand blushes. So she raved saying that Ulta's blushes are one of the best formulas that she has ever tried, and I don't disagree with her. I definitely do love the blushes that I do use from these palettes. The only issue is that most of the colors in both of the palettes that I purchased have sheen in it. I don't like sheen on my blush. I feel like it makes my face look more round than it is, and that's the last thing I want, you know? Even though she did say the Ulta Beauty blush formula is great, I purchased these because she mentioned that. I should have been, I guess, more picky about what I picked. I guess I should have maybe looked into more detail as to which blush formulas are in here, because in both of these palettes, at least half of the blushes have sheen in them. So I don't pick these up often. These are over a year old and they look pretty much brand new, don't they? So it's not so much that she steered me the wrong way, but because she mentioned it in her video, I stupidly went online and thought, oh, well, you know, I could save money and just buy, you know, a blush palette instead of just a blush to test out the formula. And so now I have these blushes that I only use like half of them. These blushes are, at least the ones that I do use, the ones that don't have sheen, are beautiful. The color is amazing, and I do agree with her, you know, saying that the formula is great. but I just wish that I would have just picked up like 1 or 2 shades versus the whole blush palette, because now I'm only using half of the palette, which to me is such a waste, you know? And I do have a video where I talk about products that I don't purchase anymore, like blush palettes, because you end up saving, but not really, because you don't use everything in the palette. So yeah. Okay, so the next product, we're going to move on to the eyes. I already primed my eyes. I used my Makeup Revolution eye primer. And the next item is an eyeshadow palette, and that is the KKW Beauty. I think this is the Sapphire. This is what she looks like. So it's very warm tones. I absolutely love warm tones. And the beauty YouTuber who recommended this is Mariaagloriaa. I'll try and remember every single YouTuber that I am talking about and link them down below. But she raved about this eyeshadow palette, and I had some Ulta points and decided, you know what, let me go ahead and purchase it. So even though I didn't really pay for this, I did end up using pretty much all of my Ulta points, so I kind of did. Why is this in this video? It performs pretty well. I have absolutely nothing bad to say about how it performs. The reason it made it into this video is because I tend to forget that I have this. Like every eyeshadow palette that I have, I know I have it. So every time, you know, I'm going through my head and I'm thinking, okay, what eyeshadow palette did I recently use? All right, let me think about what eyeshadow palettes I have and let me do a rotation. And I tend to always forget that I have this. So I barely dab into this. I think I've used it maybe twice. Yeah. And it's like 7 or 8 months old, and that's how many times I have picked it up. So to me, that is a bad sign, because this beauty YouTuber recommended it to me and I purchased it and I barely touch it. When it comes to eyeshadow palettes, I definitely feel like you really have to consider who is the one that is recommending the palette. So Mariaagloriaa, she is like a very simple classic makeup girl. She does not do super extravagant eyes. Like the stuff that KKW puts out is exactly the stuff that she absolutely loves. And Kim's makeup line is not everybody's cup of tea, but it's her cup of tea. She raves about KKW Beauty because absolutely everything that she comes out with, she pretty much loves. And it's because that is her style. That's what she likes. That's what she gravitates towards too. So when you are watching a beauty YouTuber and they are like either recommending or reviewing an eyeshadow palette, you really need to think, okay, this beauty YouTuber's style, is it like my style or is it different? Because that will definitely play a big role whether you are actually going to be happy with that recommendation or not. Okay guys, sorry, my camera died and I went ahead and just did my eye makeup really quick. The next item I'm going to talk about is the Tarte Busy Gal Brow Tinted Gel. Now this, I'm pretty sure, was recommended by Kelly Strack. She is like a Tarte girl, and the reason why I don't like this is because this gel is so pigmented. I like the size of the brush. I definitely feel like this is a very good brush for your brows. But anytime I use this, I literally have to use just this. And as you can tell, I already have my eyebrows done. But I'll go ahead and put on just a tiny bit so you can like see. Like, I mean, it coats the hairs fine, but it's so pigmented that you can't use it the way it should probably be used. You can't use it the way it should be properly used. It's just too pigmented, and I don't like it. She raved about it, and maybe because her eyebrows are like lighter than mine and her color that she picked is lighter, but like I'm like literally going, so look, my eyebrows are already looking so much darker. Oh my gosh. Okay, I should probably stop. This is like almost completely full, even though it's over a year old, because I don't pick this up often because it's just, it doesn't work. It's so pigmented. Like, look at that. It looks like mascara. That's how dark it is. It's ridiculous. Just big, huge no for me. Alright guys, the next thing I'm going to talk about is mascara. I know it looks kind of weird because I have no mascara on and very bold eyebrows. Don't worry, it's going to all look great at the end. And that is the ColourPop Volumizing Mascara, the BFF Volumizing Mascara. This was referred by Juicyjas. So she had a little bundle where she picked her top favorite ColourPop products and made it into a box, and you purchased it and supported her. She got like, I guess, a small portion of it, and this mascara was in there. She raves about this mascara. I have heard her say it time and time on her channel how much she loves it, but I don't love it, and let me tell you why. So she keeps saying that the formula is amazing, but every single time I use this mascara, I literally end up with dots on my face of dried up mascara that just keeps flaking off. And man, I can't even remember when she did that with ColourPop, but like, honestly, this is just, I think this is done because it's so dried out, and this mascara just really flakes on you. The formula is not great at all. Like, I'm probably gonna stop using this because it is that horrible. But I definitely do feel like different mascaras work different on other people. So a mascara that works amazing for me might not work amazing for somebody else. I don't know if it has to do with like the density of their eyelashes, whether they're straight or curly, I don't know, but this mascara was a big fail. And the very first day I used it, like, I was just so upset, and it's pretty much like full, and I have to toss this out because honestly, look at that, it's so dried out already. It's honestly, it's trash. Even though ColourPop is a great brand and they're very affordable, their mascara formula is not my favorite at all. Alright, the next item is from he who shall not be named on my channel, but since it's pretty much a bad review, I figured it's okay. And that is Jeffree Star Cosmetics highlighter. This is the Supreme Frost formula. This is in Frozen Peach, and as you can tell, at least I hope you can, there's a lot of sparkle in there, you know? So when I put this on, it's like literally nothing but glitter. Like, literally. Glitter ends up all over my face. It's so annoying. Literally, like, the only way that I can use this is if, like, I literally use my finger and I dab it in, because anytime I try to use a brush, it just, glitter ends up everywhere. And honestly, I wouldn't even really call this a highlighter. I would just call it a shimmer, like, highlighter, because I feel like it has no real pigment to it, and it's just glitter. Like, it's just glitter that you're putting on your face. I wonder if you guys can see that. And I mean, don't get me wrong, some people love that, but to me, maybe for like special occasions or like for a costume or something, but like every day, who really uses glitter as their highlighter? Like every day. Maybe like a drag queen, but like anyone that's normal, you know, that has to go 9 to 5, you show up with glitter all over your face and your boss is gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're not going to a rave, you know? So yeah, it just, this highlighter, that, yeah, it's like, I regret spending money on this highlighter because it's just glitter. You see it? It's just glitter. I didn't even mention who is the one that raved about Jeffree Star Cosmetics, cream frost highlighter, but I do feel that I fell into the trap of like, well, Jeffree Star Cosmetics is so popular right now. Everybody is buying it, so I need to buy it too. So I definitely feel like I fell for that trap, and that's why I purchased it. Total waste of money, honestly. All right, the next thing I'm going to move on is to lips, and I think we are done. I'm not sure this is going to go too well with the eye look, but let's go ahead and try it out. So these are the Buxom Pump Line Lip Liner, and this was recommended by Allie Glines. Thankfully for me, I didn't pay full price for this, but it honestly is just a lip liner that's like a thick pencil. That's it. Like if you compare this to a regular like pencil, it's just thicker. And that's it. Has this little thing at the end that's like a brush, but I honestly don't know why, because it's a waste of plastic. Yeah, so more waste of money for sure. Okay, last but not least is gloss. Jeez, I can't remember exactly who said that Jeffree Star Cosmetics has the best gloss formula out there. I cannot remember, but it was definitely more than just one of the YouTubers that I watched when they were still supporting Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I don't like gloss. For those of you who have been here for a good minute, you already know that I'm not a gloss person. I think the only gloss that I'm like, okay, this is super comfortable and it doesn't feel like your regular sticky lip gloss, is from Cab Cosmetics and Manny MUA. And those are the only two that feel so comfortable, and they just feel like liquid chapstick, and the Manny MUA feels like an oily lip gloss, but it's not sticky. I don't know, it's hard to describe. Those are the only two that for me, in my taste, since I don't like lip gloss, that work for me. Well, Jeffree Star Cosmetics lip gloss is like your regular sticky lip glosses that exist out there in this world. So the few MUAs that did say is the best formula they have ever tried from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, they lied. They totally lied. And I am pretty sure it has a lot to do with the fact that at that point in time, Jeffree Star Cosmetics is one of the most, or was one of the most sought out reviews out there. But yeah, it's sticky. And by the way, I know that this color totally does not go with my eye look. I know. I wanted to use a product in front of you guys. And that is it, guys. That is it for the products that beauty YouTubers raved about and said they were the best in the market, and I just didn't see it. As I'm sure you guys have felt the same disappointment from products that some of your favorite beauty YouTubers have recommended to you. And the best advice I can give you is find somebody who has the same or similar skin type than you do. If you find a YouTuber that you absolutely love and they have similar skin type, then the products that they recommend for you, especially like the complexion products, so like the setting sprays, primers, your foundation, your concealer, then more than likely the products they do recommend will have a very similar result that they did to you. Now, as far as actual makeup, so like eyeshadow, blush, highlighter, lips, brows, for those products, find someone who has similar taste to you in makeup. You know, because say somebody who loves color and recommends a product to you and you don't love color, you're just not going to like it, you know? Or someone who does a very intricate eye look and they recommend a certain eyeshadow palette, and then you buy it and you get it and you're kind of like, you open it up and you're literally just lost because you don't have the skill level that they do to create something similar to what they did, you know? It honestly, you just have to really pay attention to what they actually like and what skin type they are. And as soon as you find those few YouTubers that coincides with your skin type and what you actually prefer in makeup, then you'll find that probably 85% of the stuff they recommend is going to work for you. Now, of course, I also always still take into consideration the fact that, you know, some of the stuff is an NPR, or like some of these, you know, beauty YouTubers are working with that brand. So like Strack, she is a affiliate with Tarte. She has her own code and you can use it and you can get a discount at any Tarte product. And of course she gets a certain amount of that discount that you get. It gets tricky and it's hard to trust beauty YouTubers at times because you don't know if they're actually being honest or not. But I did find that making sure that they have similar taste as far as makeup than you do helps a lot in whether you should trust their constructive review of that product. I have a handful. I literally have like, I want to say 3, maybe 4 YouTubers that I take their suggestions very seriously. Find that group of YouTubers. I mean, I'm not saying stop watching all the other YouTubers that you watch. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But to take actual recommendations for makeup to where you actually save some money, because you don't want to buy something and then end up not liking it, and then, you know, it's like you wasted your money. And I know some of you are probably thinking like, well, you can just go and return it. Well, I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, I can't return makeup that I have already used because I already know what happens to it. They don't put it back on the shelves. They toss that out. Even if it has been unopened, even if it has been untouched, they will throw it out. And that to me seems so wasteful. So I have never returned any makeup product that I have bought and I disliked. I either end up finding someone that can get good use out of it, or if it's something that I can make work, I keep it and I just throw it into my rotations. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, this lip does not go at all with this eye, so I hope it's not too distracting. I had fun looking through my makeup collection and picking out products where I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't like this. And it was also fun trying to figure out which YouTuber recommended what, even though half of the stuff I don't remember. Alright guys, well thank you so much for being here. This week I turned 26 weeks with the twins. I'll go ahead and pop up a little updated picture of what the belly looks like. It's a big. So far I'm feeling good. I have like 10 or 11 weeks left. I know that is so hard to believe. It's gonna be here before I know it. Crazy. So I would love it if you gave this video a big ol' thumbs up. Hopefully it would help me out in the algorithm and maybe bring some new and fresh eyes to my channel. And if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you joined my small YouTube family by clicking that subscribe button. I would love to have you, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!